Hello and welcome to a new Football Myths, where today I'm hopefully going to shock and surprise you guys with some of the craziest football myths and secrets about the beautiful game. There has never been a race between the Football League's fastest footballers. The fastest players in the current Premier League include players like Sadio Mane, Kyle Walker, Adama Traore and Dan James of Man United. So imagine if in 2021 all of those players had a 100-yard race. Well, that actually happened in 1992. The Football League assembled some of the fastest players throughout the divisions, and on the day of the 1992 League Cup final, they had a 100-yard race to see who is the fastest footballer in all of England. Every club of the 92 Football League clubs was invited to the Sprint Challenge in 1992, where there would be qualifying rounds, heats, semi-finals and a grand final on the day of the League Cup final. Teams would have to decide who they would choose to take part in the Rumble Lows Sprint Challenge and would even have races after training. The rules were as follows. The race was held over 100 yards of the Wembley pitch. The footballers had to wear football boots plus their full club kit. They could not wear shin pads or any other accessory. Players could also start in whatever position they wanted at the start line. If a player won their heat on the way to the finals, they would win a TV and a £500 prize. What's pretty incredible about this race is the amount of attention it did receive. 75,000 people were watching the race at Wembley Stadium, which makes you wonder, how would this race be embraced in today's football world? Who would take part? Name one footballer in the comments down below who you think would win. John Williams of Swansea won the Football League Sprint Challenge in a time of 11.49 seconds. Watching this back, I really do think this would be incredible to see in the current football game. John also won the grand prize of £10,000. Would they ever bring this back to the current game? No professional player has ever played 2 matches in one day. When you think of Mark Hughes, you probably think of the football manager of Blackburn Rovers, Stoke City, and to be fair, a fantastic player while at Manchester United. Did you know though that he holds one of the rarest achievements in football history? 1987 was the year, the same year in which IBM's first ever laptop was created, and looks like this. Yeah, that is it right there, and sold for $2,000. The best-selling video game of 1987 was Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, which was on the Nintendo Entertainment System. And Everton were the Division 1 champions of England. Seriously. In this very year of 1987, Mark Hughes was struggling to gain recognition for his performances in Spain while at Barcelona and was intent on returning to Man United. Instead, he got a call from Bayern Munich, who were keen on signing Hughes. He got his wish, getting a loan deal from Barcelona to Bayern Munich in the year of 1987. On his first game for Bayern Munich, Mark Hughes scored and got an assist, and the Bayern general manager Uli Hoeneß was desperate for Hughes to continue that momentum in their next game. Now, this is where the schedule gets crazy. That match would be on Wednesday against Borussia Mönchengladbach in a big cup game. On the very same day, however, Hughes was picked to play for Wales in a crucial Euro 88 qualifier. The Bayern coaching staff, though, were not going to let this schedule get in the way. Hoeneß was calling companies for private jets, standby cars, and minute-by-minute schedules. Hughes quickly realised he was on the verge of playing 2 games on the very same day. Bayern were not messing around. A win for Wales would have secured their Euro 88 qualification. However, despite Hughes flying across Europe to play for Wales, they did lose eventually 2-0 and would not qualify. Right after the game, the Bayern general manager hired a car to wait for Hughes, literally revving the engine and speeding across the Czech countryside to get into the airport. Once at the airport, Mark took a private jet to Munich and got into the Bayern coach's Porsche and got to the Olympic Stadium as fast as possible. 2 hours prior, Hughes was playing for Wales in a Euro qualifier. Now he was warming up in the second half of a cup game for Bayern Munich. Bayern were losing 1-0 to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Mark Hughes was brought on after just finishing another game for Wales. Lothar Matthäus equalised, and Hughes nearly scored a stunning volley at the end of the game. The match went on to extra time, and Bayern won 3-2. This made Mark Hughes the only footballer in the history of the game to play 2 games professionally in one day. Rafa Benitez is the only manager to ever have managed both Liverpool and Everton. When you think of Premier League rivalries, the Merseyside derby is always up there in terms of intensity and in times insanity. Remember when Origi scored this goal? Yep, I do. And when Dirk Kuyt did this tackle. Rafa Benitez officially became Everton manager this week, the same week in which a few Everton fans placed a banner saying, "We know where you live." And they put that banner on the wrong house, by the way. That really happened. And it is very strange to see Rafa now become Everton manager, even more so after this interview.
Each one decide how they want to do to win points. You cannot say anything about this. It's just the situation that we could see on the pitch. We were trying, but when you play with small clubs, always it's difficult. They play deep and they try to do the same.
However, is Rafa the only person to have been both Everton and Liverpool manager? The answer is no. William Edward Barkley was the first man to manage both Everton and Liverpool Football Club. His time at Everton was brief, managing the club for the first 22 games. The majority of the Everton setup then left Anfield in order to move to the newly built Goodison Park. Barkley was one of the few people who stayed to form a new club, which eventually became Liverpool Football Club. How do you think Rafa would do at Everton? A footballer can now be officially bought with Bitcoin. When you think of Real Madrid, you think of some of the biggest football transfers in football history. Cristiano Ronaldo for £80 million, Zinedine Zidane for £69 million, and even Hazard himself signed for £103 million. However, a former Real Madrid B striker, David Barral, became the first official football player to be exclusively signed using Bitcoin. Barral was unveiled by Spanish third division side DUX Internacional de Madrid, also known as Inter Madrid. The club teamed up with their new sponsors to make an impact in the transfer market with nothing but using cryptocurrency. The club spokesperson said, "He becomes the first signing in history in cryptocurrencies. Thanks to Crippitan, our new sponsor, for making it possible." Inter Milan have had a player in every World Cup final since 1982. I've told you guys about Bayern Munich having a player in every World Cup final since 1982, but how about Inter Milan? As you can see from this list right here, it's a truly remarkable achievement. In 1982, these were the players who were representing their country and Inter Milan in the World Cup final. You've got Bergomi, you've got Oriali, Alessandro Altobelli. 1986, the trend continues. You've then got 1990 with Bremer there, the left back. You've got Jurgen Klinsmann and Lothar Matthäus. 1994, they had Berti for Italy. 1998 had Yuri Djorkaeff and Ronaldo from Brazil. Ronaldo again was in the 2002 World Cup final. Marco Materazzi of Italy was at the 2006 final, with Wesley Sneijder representing the Netherlands in their World Cup final loss. In 2014, they had Rodrigo Palacio of Argentina at that final, and in 2018, they had Marcelo Brozovic and Perisic of Croatia, who went on to lose against France in the 2018 World Cup final. Will this trend continue in the 2022 World Cup final? Comment down below. No team has ever won a domestic competition in 2 different countries in one season. When making football myths, we truly have to find the craziest football secrets and facts possible, and I believe this is one of them. In 1927, Cardiff City achieved something incredible. They are officially the only team in the entire world to win a domestic competition in 2 different countries in one season. Those trophies were the FA Cup and Welsh Cup in 1927. Cardiff beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final in 1927 1-0 with a 73rd minute winner thanks to Hughie Ferguson. Up against Real in the final of the Welsh Cup, Cardiff manager Fred Stewart remained faithful to the majority of the team that had won at Wembley, and he was rewarded with a very big 2-0 win at Wrexham Racecourse, where they would claim the Welsh Cup against Real. This means they are the only football team to ever win a domestic competition in 2 different countries in one football season. Fair play to Cardiff, that is unbelievable. No stadium has ever had over 150,000 fans to watch a single match. When you think of a gigantic football stadium, you often think of the Champions League Stadium. I mean, look at the size of it. The UCL Stadium can apparently hold 1 million fans. Imagine that atmosphere if it was real. However, in 1950, when Brazil played Uruguay in the World Cup, where the competition was actually settled via groups rather than knockouts, Uruguay stunned Brazil with a 2-1 victory in front of a record-breaking crowd. The Maracanã Stadium was built specifically for the 1950 World Cup and hosted in Brazil. 200,000 fans were watching in the stadium for Brazil against Uruguay, which is the most fans ever at one football game. Brazil were shocked to lose the game, and even more so in front of the most people ever to attend a single football match. Hope you guys love the brand new football myths. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed this video. A lot of work went into this to make it hopefully a bit of fun for you guys to watch today. I do love making these. I love doing the scripts here. I love doing all the research. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to see more, that'd be awesome, man. Subscribe as well. It's obviously the FIFA off season, so I wanted to bring something, I guess, fresh to the channel. Have a special day. And what football myths are there in the beautiful game?